An EWTN News outlet says a U.S.-based company is testing drugs that induce second trimester abortions in Africa. ACI Africa says the American research company is conducting studies on women in the West African nation of Burkina Faso. The work began in 2017. The report is the first in a four-part series. Joining us now via Skype from Nairobi, Kenya, is Father Bosco Onyalla, the editor-in-chief of ACI Africa. Father, what can you tell us about the company and the kind of testing that they're doing?
Well, we have confirmed with interviews from Burkina Faso, a West African country, that there are tests of abortion with the tablets, with the drugs, on women who are in their second trimester, meaning at least 12 weeks pregnant. And these tests are being done by a company which is in the US. And that it was a test that was attempted in the US and could not find participants. And now they moved across borders to Africa, and they're doing those tests on African women in Burkina Faso.
And how have the church leaders there in Africa, in Burkina Faso, reacted?
Well, first of all, they have condemned this kind of tests on African women, basically having failed in the US and now coming to Africa. It is taking advantage of African in their perhaps illiteracy, in their lack of knowledge, and they have condemned it. And especially Burkina Faso, that is characterized with poverty and ignorance. So the bishops that we talked to said this is unfair, this is immoral, this is unethical. And it's a way of promoting the culture of death in Africa and trying to limit populations when abortion is illegal in that very country and in many African countries.
And is abortion illegal? Is it against the law in Burkina Faso to have an abortion?
It is against the law. The law does not permit abortion. Okay. And so it's interesting to find out how this company was able to find a way of entry into the country. The bishops we talked to attributed it to compromise at the level of the government. So there could have been corruption, there could have been bribery, there could have been use of money to enter into the country and do such tests.
Now, staying in Burkina Faso, what is going on with the attacks right now? I know there's attacks against Christians in that country. What's going on?
What we have found out in our interviews with the residents, with the fathers, with the bishops, with the church personnel in Burkina Faso, is that these attacks are not sparing anybody as such. They are attacks that target military, target ordinary people, but of recent there has been a particular one on Christians. And the church leaders there have expressed concern from April into May and in August, and lately on the first Sunday of Advent, there was an attack on a Protestant church that killed 14 people inside the church. So the church leaders have expressed concern by condemning the attacks. They have showed solidarity with those who are affected. They have also engaged the government to provide security for the people. And they have sought divine intervention through prayer for these people.
So much to look at there. Father Bosco Onyalla, editor-in-chief of ACI Africa. Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you very much, and God bless.